Good day, everyone, and nice to see you again. Welcome to our IELTS lessons. In today's lesson, we're going to study the basic rules in academic writing. Now, after we have checked the introduction to IELTS Writing Task 2, the first thing we need to do is to check first the three basic rules in academic writing. Now, you might ask, why are these rules important? These rules are very important because some words that we frequently use in everyday situation may actually not be suitable in academic essays. Now, these include words which are casual and commonly used in spoken English. In short, they are informal language. Now, there is this one time that I asked my students why he studied English, and his reply was because it is cool. Now, he thinks that speaking English is cool, and what he means by this are the expressions like, yo, what's up? What you gonna do tonight? Have you seen the film last night? Isn't it amazing? And yeah, that was epic, bro. So those were the expressions that might sound cool, but these should not absolutely be used in academic writing. Okay? Now, anyway, before we check the rules, I'd like you to decide which paragraph you think is more formal. Is it paragraph A or paragraph B? Now, I'd like you to pause the video and do this activity. Okay. Now, if your answer is B, then that is correct. Now, let us check why paragraph A is less formal than paragraph B. Now, these are actually the basic rules in academic writing. Number 1, no contractions. Rule number 2, no slang words. And rule number 3, no abbreviations. Now let's move on to rule number 1, never use contractions. Now, contractions are sometimes called short forms, commonly combine a pronoun and a verb. So when we make contraction, we commonly put an apostrophe in place of a missing letter. Now, for example, we should say the word should not. We contracted it to shouldn't. And these are the most common examples of contractions which mostly appear in students' IELTS academic essays, writing task 2. So we have the word aren't, can't, won't, doesn't or don't, and many more. Now, in writing, you may be too excited to write, but always keep in mind that, again, no contractions. Rule number 2, never use slang words. Slang is very informal language or very informal specific words which are used by a particular group of people. Now, for example, the word busted, which probably means something was broken. Now, here are some modern slangs that you may tend to use in academic writing. So what are these? Number 1, we have idle. Number 2, ace. 3, cross arm on the leg. 4, stuff, and the word savage. And lastly, the last basic rule in academic writing that we have to keep in mind is to never use abbreviations. Abbreviations are a shortened form of a word or a phrase. Now, for example, we have the abbreviation ASAP, which each letter stands for as soon as possible. Now, in summary, sentences can be formal and informal. And in our academic essays, we should not have contractions, slang words, and abbreviations. An example of a sentence with contraction is Students shouldn't be allowed to use mobile phones at school. And we can change it to a more formal one, which is students should not be allowed to use mobile phones at school. A slang word in a sentence like old buildings must be replaced with new ones because they are busted should be changed to a more formal one, which is old buildings must be replaced with new ones because they are unattractive. And lastly, the sentence with an abbreviation such as the government must find ways to solve global warming ASAP must be changed to a more formal sentence like the government must find ways to solve global warming as soon as possible. Okay, I think these are clear now, and we have to keep in mind again that academic writing shouldn't have any contractions, shouldn't have any slang words, and shouldn't have any abbreviations. Okay, now let us check how far you remember these basic rules in academic writing task 2. Okay. Now in this exercise, I need you to change the less formal words to formal ones, and you have to choose the words from the box. Alright, so the words here from the box are healthy, money, must not, furious, and approximately. Now I'd like you to pause the video to do this exercise. And now let's check the answers. Number 1, money. Number 2, wet nuts, we change it to furious. Number 3, as fit as a fiddle, we change it to healthy. Number 4, approximately. And number 5, we must not contract the two words. Instead, we must spell them out. It is must not. Okay, I think you all got it right because this is an easy exercise. Now let's have another exercise. You may use your dictionary or the internet to look for answers. And in this exercise, you must change the less formal words to formal ones. So we have the words here 1 to 7. So 1, can't, which is informal because it is a contraction. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, I'd like you to pause the video to answer this task. Alright, so now let's check the answer. Okay, so I think you have made all the answers correct. So right now, if you wanted to keep up with the IELTS lessons, well, if you want to keep updated of new lessons every week, and cover the entire course to ace your IELTS and achieving a band score of not less than 7 in all areas and be confident in English language, please click the subscribe button and hit notifications. Thanks for learning and see you in the next lesson. Goodbye.